goals and anti-goals. Okay, what do I mean by that? When I first saw this, I was like, what the hell does this mean? Because I prepare these shows, episodes, a couple of months in advance. And so when I've heard this, I'm like, oh, I can't remember this one. But now I've read the notes, I'm like, fuck, this is really good. This is why it's beneficial for me to do a podcast, because then I remember it. I remembered it first of all. I did it first of all, listened to it, educate myself about it. Sorry about a protein shake. And then I'm reaffirming the memory, because now I've wrote it down, and 2 months later, I'm reading it out now. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I completely forgot about this. Okay, goals and anti-goals. We have to have a goal, but we have to have an anti-goal connected to that goal. So something we want, but something we're not willing to give up, we've connected to that goal. So for example, you may want to earn £1 million a year. That's your goal, all right? Great goal, love it. And by the way, you can get there. So many people have a goal, but they don't really believe they can get there. Everybody's got a ceiling they believe they can hit. I promise you, every single person listening to this, if you have a goal, you can achieve it. And there's no limiting beliefs here. There's no limiting beliefs in this world. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. I just wish I could shake you and make you realize, have a goal book. Do you know, it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but when I started a goal book when my business was going Lazo, and I wrote down some stupid things. For me, I couldn't even consider owning a £70,000 motor. I couldn't even consider it. Or what I wanted was a VW van. I dreamt of a real nice house. I dreamt of a man cave. I dreamt of a driveway. I dreamt of having my own car. They were so far, honestly. I had no money left. I took all my dad's money because the business was failing. My dad had no more money left to give me. And at that point, when I wrote down my goals, I thought there's absolutely no way that I can achieve them. My body was just like blah, blah, a dad bod, a classic, probably even worse than a dad bod. I could never, ever imagine wanting to go to the gym, enjoying the gym. And so I wrote all these goals down. One birthday, when I was really feeling the pressure, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this shit. And I read it morning and night. And I had to throw the goal book away because I've achieved every single goal that I set myself to, we've achieved. I'm like, fuck, when I look back now, this shit really, really works. And so please don't have any limiting beliefs around your goals. You've got to write them down, and you've got to give yourself a date and time when you want to achieve that goal. Because if you just have a goal saying, I want to make £1 million, okay, when do you want to make £1 million by? What year do you want to make that £1 million? Because then I'm not saying it's all woo, 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 and the universe will just give, because that's not the way it works. You've got to take action. And it's all about your subconscious behavior as well, because you're programming your subconscious. There's two sides of your brain, conscious and subconscious. And you're programming your subconscious brain to look for opportunities. If you want to earn that £1 million a year, your subconscious brain is going out there straight away, and it's looking at things you aren't noticing. It's seeing things, because we are only interpreting a small proportion of the things that we're really seeing. Our subconscious brain is saying, we don't need to say that, we don't need to say that. And so your conscious brain is only concentrating on a little bit, but your subconscious brain is working all the time thinking, conscious brain, look over there, look at this one, look at this opportunity. And it's telling you, they're communicating with each other and telling them what's possible, what's out there, but you have to take action as well. And so that's why it's so important to write your goals down and read them every morning, read them every night when you go to bed. And so you're telling your brain nonstop, listen. These are the opportunities we need to look for. I want to earn £1 million a year. How are we going to earn £1 million a year? Right. Okay. We need to start looking over here, because there's an opportunity. So please don't have limiting goals. My problem is that I made my goals too small. And it sounds stupid when I had literally zero money. I can't describe to you how it was that bad. I've said it before on the podcast. I felt like committing suicide, because I thought that why do I want my kids to grow up with a loser dad like me? That's what I thought. It brings tears to my eyes now when I think about it, because that's what I genuinely thought. And why does my wife want to be married to a loser husband who just loses money? I genuinely thought like that. And I thought, do you know what? My kids would be better with a more successful man, bring them up, because then the standards would be better. And I had all these thoughts. And so I couldn't comprehend earning a small amount of money. And so that's why I wrote down my goals, and I was like, oh, wow. And now 5 years on, you look at them and think, holy shit, it really fucking does work. It does work. And I'm not saying you can't, you just write your goals down and that's it. You achieve them, you don't. You've got to write your goals down and you've got to take action. But your subconscious mind will help you take action. You can't just be the lazy sod and sit on the sofa all day and go, yeah, I want to earn £1 million, but hey, guess what? I want to watch Netflix all day as well. It just doesn't work like that. Right. So your goal might be to earn £1 million. Back to goals and anti-goals. Your goal might be to earn £1 million a year salary. But your anti-goal is that I don't want to give up all my time. I don't want to work 24 hours a day. I don't want to get stressed. I don't want to endanger my life, endanger my body because of the stress that I'm under and the lack of sleep. I don't want that. So my goal is there, but I need an anti-goal as well. So the goal is £1 million. The anti-goal is I don't want to give up everything. I don't want to give up my lifestyle. I don't want to give up, not necessarily lifestyle, because you've got to make effort, obviously. If your lifestyle is watching Netflix, and guess what? You're going to have to give up that part. But there's got to be a tipping point when you say, no, do you know what? That's what you got. There's your life, and you got to protect it somehow and say, I'm not prepared to give up that proportion of my life. I don't want to give up 6 months of my life, a year of my life, and work nonstop and put my health in question. I don't want to do that. For me, I want a top podcast. My Hacking Self-Storage podcast, I want it to go to as big as it can be. I am bothered about this because I don't do this for the audience. I do this for me, and I think it's cool to document it. So I don't really care how many people listen to this. If there's nobody listens to it, I'll still do it because I love it. And so on Hacking Self-Storage, I want to have a top podcast. But my anti-goal is that I don't want to do any of the editing. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to put it. I don't want to put it on when you put it online, or when you put it on Libsyn or whatever it is. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to edit it. I don't want to put thumbnails. I don't want to put it on YouTube. I want somebody else to do that. So I want a top podcast. But my anti-goal is that I need my awesome VA Jojo to do all that other stuff, because that's not part of my goal. My goal is to have a top podcast, and I can't focus on having a top podcast if I've got to do that. If I've got to do all that other stuff. So I need to focus on the podcast itself. And so my goal, top podcast, my anti-goal is what I hate doing and I'm not very good at, all the editing, all that sort of stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't like it. It stresses me out. So goals and anti-goals, hopefully that is something for you to think about over the weekend. And over the weekend, write your goals down. Think about what you really, really want, and then times it by 10, because honestly, you will get there. You will get to your dreams. You will get to your goals. But so many people don't think it's possible. And I promise you it is.